Man, that manatee tour was awesome.
That was fun. What do you want to do now? Oh, what is that?
Yeah, let's find out.
Free historic river walking tour. That sounds like fun.
Welcome to the free Historic Crystal River cell phone walking tour. The tour will take you on a 1.5-mile loop around downtown Crystal River. To get started, just press the number of your stop.
Back in the 1920s, Crystal River was chock full of fish. Crystal River oysters were famous across the country. Fishermen docked their boats and packed their catching of railroad cars at fish and oyster houses that were all around this part of Kings Bay. Many of the oystermen in town were black, and as they pulled their skiffs back to the oyster house at the end of the day, they would sing. Children came to the oyster houses just to listen to the oystermen. After all, they didn't have radios back then. There was one oysterman who could shuck oysters away faster than anybody else, and he stood shooking the oysters and singing, and he would swing his hips to the music. He said that everybody who stood still got tired and had to stop, but he could keep working because he did this little dance. That man could shuck and jive all day long.
To proceed to stop 2, head east on Northwest 3rd Street and turn left onto Citrus Avenue to number 508.
Oh, that was great. Let's go to stop 2.
Oh, Berks of Ireland.
Oh, look, it's our next stop.
This is Dr. Hudson's office. Oh, like most doctors in the 1920s, he did everything. He'd pull your teeth, he'd make your glasses, he'd give you your prescription drugs, he'd even do surgery on you, and of course he delivered babies. His office hours from 7:30 to 8 p.m., except for Thursday afternoon. That's when he went fishing. But you know, Saturdays were really different. On Saturday nights, Doc could be found in his office as late as 10 p.m. Because, you know, Citrus Avenue was the place to be on Saturday in the 20s and 30s. People from all over came to socialize and shop. And sometimes they'd go down to the tavern. Once in a while, they'd dip their arm a little too much and get into fights in the middle of the street. And it wasn't just the men fighting. Guns and car battery acid were used in the fights, but most of the time it was razors. Doc Hudson got so much practice on Saturdays sewing up stitches, he used to say he could sew them up with one hand and eat a sandwich with the other.
Oh, great. Let's go in for a pint.
Okay.
Wow, that was great. Let's come back tomorrow and do more of the tour.
Yeah, we can bring the kids.
Fantastic.
Look, it's the next stop.
Cool.
Can I dial?
All right, here you go.
In 1907, Crystal River was a rough and tumble town. Transportation was mainly by horse. Cows and pigs freely roamed the unpaved streets, and the animals would often leave a not-so-pleasant trail behind them. Conditions weren't very sanitary, especially for dignified Southern ladies trying to cross the street in full-length skirts. Probably after encountering one too many cow patty, a group of concerned women formed the Village Improvement Society to clean up the streets. They also planted many of the huge old oak trees around the corner on Crystal Street. In 1921, the group was officially organized as the Crystal River Women's Club and bought this building. Members met there for luncheons and volunteer activities for 50 years. And nowadays, they have a house down on the south end of Citrus Avenue.
Can we go in? Can we go in? Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's have lunch while we're at it.
Let's go.